I never thought a simple corporate party could turn into the night that shattered everything I believed about love, loyalty, and marriage. My wife, Emma, had been planning this event for weeks, her company's annual gala. It was supposed to be a night of celebration, recognition, and champagne toasts. But for me, it became something much darker. From the moment we arrived, I noticed the way her colleagues looked at her, polished, confident, radiant in her navy blue dress. And I noticed the way she looked back. Too long, too engaged, too interested. But I told myself not to overthink it. Emma was just social. She always had been. Still, something felt off. When her boss, David, came over to greet us, his smile lingered a little too long. His hand brushed her arm as he complimented her presentation from last week. She laughed. That high, charming laugh that used to belong to me. I stood beside them, invisible, holding 2 glasses of wine like a prop husband. I didn't say a word. Not yet. As the night went on, I noticed the subtle things. The way she leaned toward him when she spoke, the way his eyes flicked to her neckline when she wasn't looking, and the way she didn't move away. I tried to tell myself it was harmless office flirting, but something deep in my gut twisted tighter each minute. Then came the moment. The DJ switched from soft jazz to a slow, romantic tune. The lights dimmed, and couples began to sway on the dance floor. Emma turned to me, her cheeks flushed from the wine, eyes bright with excitement. "Come on," she said, tugging my sleeve. "Dance with me." But I couldn't. Not after the way she had been acting all night. My chest felt tight. Anger, humiliation, something unnameable burning beneath my skin. "I'm not in the mood," I said quietly. She frowned. "What? Why not? It's just a dance." Before I could respond, David stepped closer, his smirk too casual. "If he doesn't want to, I'll take his place," he said, holding out his hand to her. Emma laughed. Actually laughed, and I felt something inside me snap. She looked at me expecting a reaction, maybe even jealousy. But instead, I looked her straight in the eye and said, loud enough for everyone nearby to hear, "I'm not in the mood to play along with this little game of yours." The music didn't stop, but I swear every nearby conversation did. Her smile froze, the color draining from her face. "What are you talking about?" she asked, her voice low and trembling. "Oh, come on," I said. "You've been flirting with him all night, Emma. I'm not blind." A few co-workers exchanged glances. David cleared his throat and tried to step back, but it was too late. The damage was done. Emma's voice cracked as she whispered, "Can we not do this here?" But I was done pretending. I'd been the quiet, supportive husband for too long. "Why not here?" I said coldly. "Seems like you're fine showing off everything else tonight." The silence around us was suffocating. I could feel the eyes, the whispers, the quiet satisfaction of those who had probably suspected something long before I did. Emma finally grabbed my arm and pulled me toward a corner near the hallway. "Are you out of your mind?" she hissed. "You just embarrassed me in front of everyone." I met her gaze, steady and calm. "I think you did that yourself." She looked furious, but underneath, I saw something else. Fear. "Nothing is going on between me and David," she said quickly, too quickly. "Then why do you look guilty every time I mention his name?" I asked. Her mouth opened, then closed. She didn't answer. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The sound of laughter and music from the ballroom felt distant, like another world. "I can't do this right now," she finally said, brushing past me toward the restroom. I stood there, numb, gripping my glass so tightly I thought it would shatter. That was when I decided something. I wasn't going to let her gaslight me anymore. I'd find the truth no matter how much it hurt. And by the end of that night, I did. I didn't go after her right away. Instead, I walked out to the hotel terrace where the cold night air bit at my skin. The city lights glimmered below like scattered fire, mocking the heat boiling in my chest. I kept replaying everything I'd seen. Her laughter, the touches, the stolen glances. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't imagining it. I pulled out my phone and scrolled through our messages. That's when I noticed something strange, the timestamps. Her working late texts always lined up with David's calendar events she had shown me weeks ago, while bragging about their big projects. The same nights, over and over. The pieces clicked together with painful precision. When she came back outside, she looked calmer, maybe thinking she could smooth it all over. "Can we just go home?" she said softly. "Please, Mark." But I didn't move. "No, I think we're staying," I said. "You see, I just realized something interesting." Her eyes narrowed. "What are you talking about?" I opened my phone and held it up. "Every time you said you were working late, David was too. Isn't that a funny coincidence?" Her face went pale. For a split second, I saw panic. Then she masked it with defiance. "That doesn't mean anything. We work on the same team, Mark. Right?" I said, my voice steady. "But does the same project explain why his car was parked outside our house last Thursday at midnight?" She froze. Completely. I hadn't meant to bring that up. But the words came out before I could stop them, because I had seen it. I'd come home early from a trip and found David's silver BMW idling across the street. I hadn't confronted her then. I'd wanted to believe there was another explanation. But now, there wasn't. "Mark," she whispered, her voice cracking, "it's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is," I said. She swallowed hard, eyes glistening. We got close, okay? But it didn't mean anything. It was just a mistake?" I interrupted, my tone sharp. "Or just convenient?" She took a shaky breath. "I was lonely, Mark. You've been so distant lately. Always tired, always busy. I just don't," I said quietly. "Don't try to make this about me." The terrace door opened behind us, and for a horrifying moment, I realized people were watching. A few coworkers standing awkwardly near the entrance, pretending not to listen. I almost pitied her. Almost. She turned her face away, tears streaking her makeup. "Can we please talk about this somewhere private?" But I didn't want privacy anymore. I wanted honesty. "You know what's funny?" I said, forcing a bitter smile. "I came tonight hoping we'd feel like a couple again. Maybe even start over. But now, I just see who you really are." I placed my wedding ring on the edge of the table beside her untouched drink. "You can keep pretending if you want, but not with me." I walked away before she could answer. That night, I packed a small bag and stayed at a hotel downtown. She called me once, twice, 10 times. I didn't answer. By morning, she sent a long message. Apologies, excuses, promises that it was over. But words meant nothing now. A week later, I met David in the company parking lot. He looked uncomfortable, as if he expected me to yell or throw a punch. Instead, I just said, "You can have her." He didn't respond. Probably because he already knew she wasn't worth keeping. 2 months passed. The divorce papers were signed. I'd moved into a new apartment overlooking the same city skyline that had once mocked me. And one night, while sitting on my balcony, I got a message from Emma. "I still think about you. I miss what we had." I stared at the words for a long time, then typed back a single line. "You miss the man who forgave you before you deserved it. That man's gone." I hit send and deleted her number. Funny thing is, I wasn't angry anymore. I'd expected heartbreak, but what I felt instead was freedom. The kind you only taste after walking away from something toxic you kept convincing yourself was love. At that party, when I said, "I'm not in the mood," what I really meant was, "I'm done pretending everything's fine." And I meant it.